next week. One of those classes, as the case may be. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir. Thank you, sir.
yeah, you're welcome. Does anyone have any concern again? Okay. In absence of that, we'll just kick up with what we have today. Today is going to be we'll be touching something different, and it's going to be a quick one. All right, so I hope to pay attention. All right, Blessing Monday, your hands are up.
Okay, good evening, sir.
Yo, good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Fine, sir. So you said that in the next class, you will show us how to. Okay, you ask us about the search function and if we're able to get it. So you didn't ask us, and you're moving to the next topic.
Okay, I that was an assignment I gave, right? Have you
Yes.
done?
So I thought you're going to do some clarification, maybe assign corrections if there's any, to know if what we did was correct.
Okay. So the plan I have is to do everything at once. All right, so to do everything at once. To just keep the assignments, all right,
Okay,
and
sir.
yeah, so do everything at once so that we don't have some um breaking the flow of what we're doing.
Okay, sir. Mm.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Does anyone have any other concern before we proceed? Anyone? Okay, let me see. Can we see my screen?
No, sir.
Hold on, let me try sharing again. Try sharing again. Um, Diamond, can you mute your mic? All right, I think we're good to go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
What are you seeing? Hello?
File manager.
Okay.
You cannot
But it's
see. You
out
cannot
now.
see the screen, sir.
All right. All right, so today we'll be looking at um so if you're following the course outline, all right, you'll see that we're doing. I think the last class we looked at, what did we look at again in the last class? That was Excel. Uh, Someone try to remind me, what did you do in the last class? Okay,
Text
text function.
functions.
Exactly, text functions. All right, so I went ahead of myself. So let me retrace my steps. All right, thank you for that response. Let me retrace my steps. So you've heard of functions, right? We've heard of formulas. All right, so we're looking at functions and formulas today. We're still looking at functions, all right? But in this case, we're no longer looking at text functions. Like I said, there are different kinds of functions. We'll be looking at looking at aggregate functions today. So these are prerequisites um, you would need to know. All right, these are prerequisites for being a good data analyst. All right, they're basic, however, they're foundational. All right, basic, but they're foundation. So, quick one. Who can tell me what a formula is? Who can tell me what a function is? Can tell me what a function is? You've heard of the word function. So, can anyone explain what a function is? All right, Blessed Monday. Please go ahead.
So I think functions comes with an open bracket or something like, for example, we have equals to average open bracket. So I think function comes with open bracket. That's what I think. I don't know.
Okay. I like that thought. I like that thought. Ex- That's correct. That's correct. All right. So, um, what then is a formula? What then is a formula? What then is a formula?
So I think
Functions of formula.
okay, formula does not have um open brackets, and it does not come with something like equals to average, equals to sum, and all that. You just have to do like equals to, if you're adding two things, you just need the column letters and the row number. So I think that's what formula is. I don't know. Just thinking.
Okay, you're just thinking aloud.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, does anyone want to try again? Does anyone want to try? Thank you. Thank you so much, Blessing. Does anyone want to give it a try before we always make an attempt, all right? Even if you don't know it all, make an attempt. Make an attempt. Make an attempt. All right, make an attempt. Is anyone giving it a shot? What's a function? What's a formula? Diamond, go ahead. Gospel says functions are formed by the users, by the user rather. Functions are formed by the user. All right. Diamond, please go ahead. Great attempt, Gospel. Diamond, are you there? Elisha, go ahead, please. A function is a type of formula, I think. A function is a type of formula, while formula is supersets. Elisha, yeah, Samuel, thank you for that. A function is a type of formula. Good attempt, good attempt.
Oh, okay, I didn't want it.
Diamond, I think I heard your voice. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. You hearing me?
Elisha, hold on, please. Diamond, go ahead. If you can hear
Okay,
me.
I'm sorry, I
Sir,
didn't unmute my
can I
mic.
go ahead?
I
No,
was
no.
saying
Elisha,
that
hold on.
I was saying that a formula is an expression you type in that you express to perform a calculation. You cannot do function without a formula. So it's the expression you give into the function to give you a calculated value you're looking for.
Come again. Sorry, I missed you. I missed you there.
Okay, I said that a formula, I feel like a formula is an expression that you give into a cell to give you calculations. So you cannot perform a function without a formula. So a formula is that command that you gave into the function to give you the calculated value you're looking for.
Whoa, 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 whoa. That's very, very correct. I will give you I'll give you eight, 8 and 9. Choose one. All right,
Thank you,
that's
sir.
yeah, you're welcome. That's correct. That's very correct. Very correct. Okay, Elisha, thank you, Diamond. Elisha, go ahead. I think you'll be the last person, and I proceed.
Okay, sir. Well, I think yes, sir. I think a function is like a mathematical symbol used to like accomplish a task. Sorry, I think a formula is a mathematical symbol like used to a task. It's like a set of formula, something, yeah, a set of formula.
Okay, okay. Your voice was a bit um cracked, so I didn't get the full uh, definition. Mind going again? Are you
I
there?
said formula is like a mathematical. I Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yes, I said formula is like a mathematical symbol used to accomplish a task or a specific, even in either Excel or any kind of like spreadsheet package or even mathematics. But a function is like of a given set of instructions.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so most of the response you guys give, they are they are correct. All right, they are correct. They have some element of some of them have some element of the accurate definition of what a function and formula is. So just to add to our definition, just to throw more light there, so you could take this down. All right, you should always have a note with you. All right, so a function is a predefined formula, all right, in Excel. It's a predefined formula in Excel that performs specific calculation. So I think a couple of persons got that accurately correct, all right. So a function is a predefined, all right. So it's like a preset. It is defined already. Um, how would I put it now? It is programmed, all right. So a function is a predefined formula. Now take note, I'm using two key terms there. In my definition of what a function is, you would hear me say if formula. So what then is a formula? So I repeat it rather, a function is a predefined formula in Excel that performs specific calculations. So before you make use of a function, you have to call it in Excel. And this is what I mean. You have to call it. So if you want to calculate the total number of earnings or salary, all we have to do is to include the equality sign and say sum. All right. And then highlight all of this and close the bracket. So you can see over here that I have the total sum of the earnings, right? So I just used a function. So a function is a predefined formula, all right? Someone's hand is up. Is that Aisha? Who raised? Okay, okay. Let me continue. All right, so I was saying a function is a predefined formula. So you see what I've just done there, right? It's a predefined formula in Excel that performs specific calculations. We'll come to that. So let me leave here first. So what is a formula? A formula is what a formula does. Let me just explain it. A formula calculates the value in a cell. All right, it calculates the value in a cell. It performs operation on numeric data types. All right, so it calculates the value in a cell. So what I mean is that this is a cell, right? This is a cell here. This is a cell here. This is a cell. So it calculates the values in a range of cells or in a cell, as the case may be. So, and they are used to perform operations such as addition, multiplication, division, and subtraction. So this is what I mean. So it is used to perform operations, and in Excel, that's what we call operators. All right, operators are your mathematical symbols that is used for calculation. We have the plus. Sorry, we have the plus. We have the minus. What's going on? Plus. Okay, so we have the minus. All right. Let me put it here. You can see all of these are operators. We have the what again? Multiplication, and we have the division. You're going to use a forward slash division. So all of these are operators. All right. So a formula calculates the value in a cell. They are used to perform operations. All right. So it's a combination of cell references and arithmetic operators. So simple term, if you want a definition, a straightforward definition, just say a formula is a combination of cell references and arithmetic operators. So it's a combination of all of this and cell referencing when you reference a cell. So if I say equal to, I'm performing using a formula now. All right, I'm already referencing cell E10. So if I say cell E10 plus, right, cell E11, it just giving me 15. Okay, so what I just did here was to apply a formula. Now, if you got my definition right, you heard me say that if a formula is a combination of cell references and arithmetic operation. So let's open up that definition from what I've just done. So it's a combination of cell references. What I just did now was to reference these cells, right? So basically, most everything you do in Excel, you'll be referencing cells. All right, so I just referenced cell E10 and cell E11. So that means it applies to my definition. It's a combination of cell references. We've just seen that we've used referencing here. All right, and arithmetic operators. And we can see over here that one of the arithmetic operators, fulfills that definition. So this is a formula. While this sum is a function, it is predefined. Now, what this function is doing is that it is predefined. All right. So basically, what this sum just did was what it was just doing was, it's using formulas inside. So if we say equal to this plus this plus this plus this plus this, all right. So I'm trying to go very detailed so that we can leave tonight's class with a sense of understanding. So you can see what I'm doing. This everybody has different level of understanding. So that's why I'm really taking it very, very, very basic so that we can understand what's going on. Others might have picked it up immediately, while some might still be trying to understand. So if I click enter 2, it's giving me the same value. Are we good, class? That's a semicolon. That's a semicolon, right? That's a semicolon. That's who has that question. Blessing. Or is it a colon? What's that class? I think someone help me. Is that colon or semicolon? It is what was it called in Excel terms? Well, what's it called in Excel terms? It's just to define a range. All right, it's used to define a range. In English, it's called colon, but in Excel, it's used to define a range. So what it's trying to tell us that sum of the number from cell D2 to cell D. So if I change this to cell D19 now, it will stop at 19. You can see it. I can change it to 18 and so forth, 17, 16, 15. You get so that's it. So I'll click it back to cell 20. So just to recap, a function is a predefined formula, and we have several functions. We have the sum function, we have the average function count, we have the min, max, mode. All of those are functions. When you say average, what does average do? Average is literally, taking the sum of all of this value here and dividing it by the total count. All right. So that's but then we already have the function called average equal to average. All right. Sorry, equal to average. So if I just click on my tab key and highlight all of this, all right, it will give me a value 507 to 10. But then I could hard code it. So I could say equal to begin to sum all of this and then divide it by total count. All right, so let's just do it straight here. So I could come here and say / the total count. Total count will be 20. It's giving me a different value. Brackets. Does it give me a different value? Okay.
I think it's 19.
Sorry? Okay, 19.
I think it's 19.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. I was including the colon name. Thank you. So you can see. So basically, this is what I just did here now. This here now is a formula because hard coding it, I'm using cell referencing and arithmetic operators, which is this / division. But it's the same thing as what is given us here. This is a function, it's predefined. So what is happening inside this function is that it has calculated, added all the total all the earnings, individual earnings, and then divided by the count. So final recapping, this is a formula, all right? This is a function rather. This is a function giving us the same result, but this is a formula. So a formula is a combination of cell references and arithmetic operators, unlike a function which is predefined. All right, it is called in Excel. You call it. You call it. When I mean you call it, it's like you call it out. You call it. That's just basically what it means. I'm calling it now. Average. Come out. So where are you? All right. So, does that make sense? Calculating percentage is a formula. Yes. Diamond, go ahead. A function is a predefined formula. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Can we say that mean, median, mode are functions?
Beautiful. They are functions. They're all functions. They're all statistical functions. They are even aggregate functions. That's what we're looking at today. Exactly.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. So, like I said, there are several types of functions in Excel. There are functions there. Time will not permit us to do that. All right, time will not permit us. Last week we looked at statistical functions, and then we looked at text functions. You saw mid, what again, len, left, right, concatenate. All of those are text functions that used to manipulate data, clean data. All right. So we looked at static functions, we look at text functions. Now we're about to look at aggregate functions. All right. We want to look at aggregate functions. We want to look at aggregate functions. So, and there are other functions. We have date functions that perform. We have date functions. All right. We have date functions. We also have what about types of functions do we have? There's a lot. I don't. It's not coming off my head, but there are a lot of functions. A lot of functions. So we're looking at aggregate functions today. Okay, so let's proceed. So what is aggregate function? What is an aggregate function? Now I've shown us what the text function is. All right. I explained it is used to manipulate data, manipulate text, data, strings. So what is an aggregate function? When you hear the word aggregate, what comes to mind? When you hear the word aggregate, what comes to mind? When you hear the word aggregate, what comes to mind? Aggregate, what comes to mind? I'm waiting. 1 more minute. When you hear the word aggregate, to aggregate something, what comes to mind? When you hear the word aggregate, what comes to mind? Diamond, you're the one that is hot this evening.
Okay, sir. I feel like it's a summary of a particular thing to sum up a particular total sum of something. That's what I feel like.
Total sum of something. I like that definition. It's very strict. Total sum of something. All right. All right. Someone is saying average there. Victoria, please let me hear you. Let me hear you. Go ahead. Shoot a shot. Victoria, your hands are up. If you're speaking, we can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear
Hello,
me?
Victoria. Yes,
Hello?
go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm saying
Yep.
aggregate means to, let's say, to gather something together. Let's say to make something a whole, to gather something together, like to multiply something in a combination form.
All right. I love that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So an aggregate function, they are used to perform calculations, all right, across a range of cells. They are used to calculate. I'm trying to look at the comments section. Someone says aggregate function of just aggregate form of function, the average of a range of data. Okay, I'm trying to pick that. All right, so thanks for that. So an aggregate function, they are used to perform calculations across a range of cells. All right. And one thing that makes that one of the things that makes it, the definition is that they return a single value or a summary value. I'll repeat it again. They are used to perform calculations across a range. Remember in Excel when I was saying that what is a cell? This is a cell, this is a cell, this is a cell, this is a cell. What is a range? A range is a combination of two or more cells. So we have this like this is a range. So aggregate function, they are used to perform calculations on a range of cells, on a range of cells. All right. And they return a single value or a summary value, like we said, summary. So now, having given us this definition, think now, which function will you call an aggregate function? They perform calculation on a range of cells, all right, and the result they reproduce is a single value or a summary value. I said aggregate functions are used to perform calculations on a range of cells, and they return a single or a summary value. Shalom, let me hear your voice.
I'll say some.
Why? Why? Now, you're correct, but let me know why.
Because it takes the value of the whole row and gives it as a single value.
It takes, what's it taking? What's it doing? Hello?
It takes in the
Hello?
consideration of all the values in the column and gives
All
it
right,
as a
so,
single value.
okay. All right, thank you. Someone hand is up again. Blessing, Shalom. Who just spoke? Shalom. All right, who's speaking
Yes, sir.
again? Go ahead. Blessing,
Okay, min and max,
mean and max. Beautiful. Why
yeah,
mean and max?
because it returns the maximum and the minimum value.
Okay, sorry, I was supposed to return your call earlier.
Okay. That's correct. All right, that's correct. So let's look at some aggregate functions. Beautiful. The reason I'm asking this question, so I want to be sure that you know what you are communicating. All right. So now we'll use let's look at some. We've used some, but let's just walk through it again. So now, so say we want to uh calculate. Let's say we want to calculate uh, total salary. All right. So how are we going to do that? We say sum, and we highlight everything. Now, what makes this an aggregate function? What makes it an aggregate function is that it has gone through the entire range. Remember, I said that if an aggregate function is they perform calculation on a range, and this is a range. This is a range of cells, right? And they return a single value, so it aggregates it, all right? So it walks through the entire range of cells, and then it returns a single or a summary value, all right? So this is where it's applicable. This is where it's applicable. This is where it's applicable. Does it make sense?
Explanation. Excuse me, sir. Can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah, hello, can we hear me? Okay, let me reshare my screen. All right, so let's quickly look at the. Yeah, I was asking if we have any question. Any question? Chine, your hands are up. Go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Yo, good evening.
I didn't get the explanation you gave. Please, could you reiterate?
What explanation, please?
About total salary, something, something. I didn't get it when you gave the example. Are you there?
What's happening? Oh, everybody.
His network is bad, so let us be sure.
Hear me? Sorry, can we hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my network is acting up.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, thank you. All right, let me just quickly, wrap this up. My network is kind of acting up now. So looking at average salary, right? And then we want to do something quickly. So let me just scratch the surface of a bit of analysis here. So now we're looking at the entire workforce, all right, and the average salary being paid out. The entire workforce and the average salary being paid out. Now we see that the average salary is 500 and can you see my screen? Am I sharing my screen?
No.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I thought I was sharing my screen. How about now? Okay. So we're looking at the average salary. Okay. So now I want to look at want to answer a question. Now I want to carry out an analysis. Now we've seen that the average salary is 507, dollars, and we're looking at the let's compare it now with the role performance in the sense that we'll calculate the role performance, that's the job performance, all right, and see if it matches with the average salary being paid. Are we together, class? Thumbs up. Okay, okay. All right. So we'll do this. We'll say I'll call this average performance. All right, so we'll calculate it here. We'll say equal to average. I'm showing how we can just carry out a mini analysis here. Oh, yes. All right, so we'll calculate this row performance, we'll close the brackets, and we have 5.463. You can quickly come to the home tab and then remove leading zeros. All right, so this is what we have. Are we together?
We didn't see the home tab where you went to remove the other zeros.
What's going on?
No, sir. Consider it. This is function.
Please, can anyone hear anything?
Hello, can everyone hear me? All right, sorry about that interruption. I had to just quickly, change my network. All right, so apparently the other one is down. So I think this would, take us through. All right, sorry about the interruption. All right, so quickly, let's walk through. I wanted to show us something. All right, so I was saying that when we look at the um average salary now please follow carefully. All right, follow carefully. So average salary is 597,210, and the average performance is 5.63. All right, so now we want to make a comparison. Could it be that the average salary, when you make it in comparison, is higher than that of the average performance? Because if the average salary, all right, is quite high and then the performance is low, that means we are overshooting. All right, so as a HR analyst or whatever niche or whatever solution or whatever problem you're looking at solving, you can put this into consideration. So average salary, if the average salary is quite high and then the performance, that means what it means is that despite the fact that the staff is performing low, okay, they are receiving higher than they should receive, and there is an imbalance there. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? Because it could mean okay, this is what I mean. So that means people are being overpaid, all right, than what than the effort they're bringing in. That's what I mean. So let's say if we have an average performance of, let's say, 3.2 instead of 5.6, all right, 3.2 on a scale when compared to the average salary, 507. That means that the average salary, people are overpaid. But in the event where we have average performance of, let's say, instead of 5.63, we have something like 8. That's the average performance. on a scale, what that means is most likely the staffs are being underpaid if we have a lower salary average compared to the average performance. What I mean, remember we talked about average in the last couple of class that we had, that average gives the typical value for a range of data, right? So that means that people are generally underpaid. I'm just saying, but in this case now, they are kind of should I say balance, in the sense that the max salary here, let me put this as max. The max, all right, let's do this. The max salary. So I'll say max. Follow me, you get what I'm trying to say now. So we have the max is 965 and the minimum salary, all right, the minimum salary is, that it mean, okay, gosh. So now the minimum salary is 135 and the max is 965 and the average is 507. All right. So now in comparison, looking at it from both ends, the minimum is 135, the max is 965. That means the average is between around 507, right? So this is what I mean. So now the average salary is 507, but then the average performance is 5.6. All right, 5.6. So this is what I mean. If we have a higher average performance now, it will imply, I'm trying to get this, it will imply that people are overpaid, all right, or underpaid. I don't know if we're getting this. Do we understand? I'm not getting the number of thumbs up to expect. So that means that if the average performance is, let's say, 4, that means people are receiving more than what they are bringing to the table. That's what it means. But if the average performance in this case, let's say 8, and then the average salary is, let's say 400, that means people are underpaid. You get? So from the numbers, you can already begin to make inference. From the numbers, you can already begin to, this is data now. But then I see now I'm already making, informed decision from the data set. Does that make sense? Do you understand? Any question? Okay, let me pause here instead of going ahead. Any question? You need clarity. Any question? Just indicate by raising your hands. Any question? All right, so there's no question. That means, okay, I'll assume that we understand. So the next thing we'll do is to make this comparison. Now we've used about 4 aggregate functions. Now you can see that all of them are returning, what's it called, a single value, right? A summary value. So they all performed calculation on a range of cells. If I click on total salary, you will see that it's performing calculation on a range of cells and returning a single value. If I do the same for max, you see the answer here. All right, so that's what an aggregate function is. An aggregate function is. An aggregate function, they are used to perform calculations on a range of of cells, all right, and they return a single or aggregate function. So before I proceed to the final thing we'll be doing, any question? All right, Chini, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. I actually understand like everything, the practical aspect as well. But what I don't get is the sentence where you said it returns a single value or summary value. I don't get it.
All right, what I mean is that um, it returns. What I mean by it returns a single value is that it performs. First of all, before it returns a single value, it performs a calculation on a range. All right, and then returns a single value. So that when you say max, I want to know the maximum salary being paid out. So it will now go when you write the function max. What the function max does, I think it has highlighted the whole range. So it now goes from 965, goes to 265, followed by 750, goes to 850, 580, down 700, down to 200, 482. And after it has made that iteration across the range of cells or that column, it says, okay, you're asking me to return the max. For you to return the max, it has to go through all of them and look for the maximum value. And then, having performed an operation or calculation or an expression or iteration on a particular range of cell or column, it returns a single value because you're just looking for max. Max is one. You can't have 10 max. No, max is the highest. Likewise, minimum. Same thing applies for sum. So sum does the same thing. If I say sum, it goes through the entire column again, and you say, okay, it adds 965 to 265 to 750 to 850 to 580 to 395, like that, like that, like that. And then it returns one value, the summation of everything. That's what I mean by aggregate function. They perform calculation on a range of cells and they return a single value. Let this stick. Let this stick. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Any other question? Any other question? Let me take it. Another question. Another question. All right. Okay. Abisat, please go ahead. Your hands are up.
Question. Fitting on error. Okay, let's say like you add a value into a name. I want to clear just if you made the mistake. I just want to clear one letter of the name. There's no way you can do that except you have to like delete everything and input a fresh data. I don't know if you're getting something. So is there a way to like just delete just to edit your data that you're inputting instead of just deleting everything and starting all over again whenever there's a mistake?
Come again. Can you come again with that? I didn't get that. Hello. Can you come again? Hello. Are you there? If you're speaking, you're muted. Oh.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know. Um did you get what I just said, sir?
No, no. I would
Someone
have.
replied that I'm supposed to use find and replace.
Eh. Blessing, what do you mean? I think I can see that response. I didn't get a question, so I'm just bothered or concerned.
Okay. My question is that whenever I have a value in Excel, maybe like a name, and I made a mistake, like delete one letter. If I click on that cell again, it's just
Mm.
going to like replace everything. You cannot just delete one, insert another letter. You have to like delete everything again. So that's my question. I
No, 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 no. You don't have
understand.
to. You don't have to. You don't have to. If you do something like this, let's say you write Esther here, all right, and then there was a mistake. What do you mean? Is it that you have to go in and write S just to impute R? Is what you mean?
Like the way you wrote this Esther. Yes, the way you wrote this Esther. Maybe I did not write the maybe I wrote something instead of the R. So I don't want to like delete the
Mm-hmm.
R and put R or something. So
Hey, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. Oh, is anyone getting a question? Does anyone want to? Blessing, go ahead, please. I'm not listening. Someone should just help me out, please. I'm trying to
Okay,
get
okay, okay. I think what she meant was that if she wrote Esther and then she didn't put R at the last, will she
Mm.
come and put the whole Esther before she can put the R? That's what she's
Which
saying. That's what she's saying.
if she's if she's supposed to do what? If I didn't get that.
Delete all the Esters, like
Okay, okay,
delete
no,
everything.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh no, 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 no. You just what I did there. You don't have to delete everything. You know, I've left this cell. I could come here to Max now and change this instead of Max. I can just come double click it. My cursor is here. I click on this cell, double click it, and it allows me to type. So I say maximum sal, right? And minimum changes to salary. All right. So I've just edited it. If that's what your question is, then this answers it.
yes,
Does that
I
make
think
sense?
so. Thank you, sir.
All right.
It does.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so just a recap. All right. So would just a recap. I'm still leaving in the room for questions. I don't want to bug us with so many information. All right. So we've looked at any other question or suggestion, or if something that is there's something that is disturbing you. I think I'm seeing the blessing Monday. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I see that your average has a dollar sign. What if we are working in Nigeria that you have to use a naira sign? How do we change the dollar sign to naira sign?
Okay. What took your eyes there? You're looking for, you don't want to earn in dollars. All right. All right. So that's a beautiful question. Any other question? Okay, let me answer this quickly. So let's see what we can do. How do you change that? So it's in dollars, right? So we can change it to I'll have to share my entire screen. Let me share something else. If not, you won't see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So quickly, this is what we're gonna do to change that. You'd I think you'd highlight this, come over to your home. Where is that again? Currency. Okay. Let's check on more number formats. All right. Look for symbols. So you come over here. It should be Naira. And go to NNN IJKLMN NOP. Where is that? It used to be. It used to be somewhere here. All right, you can see it here. Edo. All right, Nigeria, Fula, any of them, Hausa. All right, so let's take Fula, Nigeria. So I say okay. Apparently, why is it in this other side? So let's check. I've not really used it that often. So, but in the event where you want to, customize some things. Where is it again? Start again. I mean, you've just seen what I did, right? Okay, we have a lot of them here. Let's do Hausa. All right, so this is what it is. This is what it is. Does it make sense? Did you get that? Who asked that question?
Yes, I've seen it. Thank you.
So what I did here, so you just go to the number formats and change the format there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's simple.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, all right, you're welcome. So, I think I want to answer one question and then call it a day. Just recap. I think Gospel. Gospel, are you there? If you're there, just unmute and ask your question, put it in context. Gospel, is he on the call? Okay. No, I can't see. All right, so just a recap. So we looked at any other question so that call it a day here. Any other question? So we've looked at aggregate functions, right? And we looked at what a formula is, what a function is, right? So we said that functions, they are predefined, right? And we're using function for the place of total salary, we use function sum. For the place of average salary, we use the function average. For the place of maximum salary, function maximum. For the place of minimum salary, function mean, or maximum rather, mean. And then the list goes on, the list goes on. Mode, average, is a statistical function, but it still falls under the category of aggregate. Mean, all of it are statistical function too. Mean, max, that's the range. All of it are function. Mode, standard deviation, all of those things too. All of them are functions. They are predefined, all right? And then formulas, they are a combination of cell referencing. What else again? Who can recall? Functions, formulas are a combination of what and what. Okay, I just saw a message, Gospel. So functions formulas are a combination of cell references. What again? Operators, numeric operators, all right, or arithmetic operators rather. All right, so and I showed us that this is what a typical formula is. It's a combination of cell references, which is D2, D3, D4. These are referenced cells plus arithmetic operators. All right, so the total value is giving us 9636999. If I change this to forward slash, which is the division, to change the value 8954999. Do you get? So this is a formula, these are functions. All right, so Gospel asked, explain the part where you talked about the average value interpreting a set of data. Okay, so I was just to recap in case we didn't get it, and I'll close with this. All right, so there's a lot of things to cover. There are a lot of things to cover rather. All right, and the 1 hour, 30 minutes class will not do that, or a 1 hour class or a 4 weeks class will not do that because it's a long, journey. All right, so just take as much as you can take, absorb as much as you can absorb. All right, so I said that if we calculate the total salary average, the average 507 as 507, and then the average performance as 5.63. What I'm trying to say is that when you make a comparison between both of them, right? Now it's fair enough to say that the average is 507 and then the average performance is 5.6 because it's almost even, all right? Because this is on a scale of 1, this is on a scale of 1, and this to 10, right? So because the average performance, look at performance here. This is our performance. The highest performance is 10. Right? So it's fair. So the average is just 5.6. Same thing too. The salary is 965 and the max is 965, the minimum is 135. Right? And the average is just centered. Okay, so it's fair. But in the event where we have averages, let's say 8.9, which is high, but then the average salary is still 507. That means what if you want to interpret it, because data analysis is getting insights from numbers, from data, from raw facts, right? So if you want to interpret it, if we have average performance as 9.8, for example, that means the staff are performing at their best, like almost 9.8 over 10. That's the average performance, right? But then the salary is averaging 507. So that means they are performing very well, but then salary is not really compensating or matching the effort. I see how I'm interpreting numbers, right? Or if it is 6, if it's 4.8, or no, let's do 3. All right, and then the average salary is, let's say, 708,456. All right. That means the staff are not performing well, but then the average salary, remember when I said the average is the typical value that represents the whole. That means you are likely going to see every staff that is being paid salary is being paid close to this amount. But despite their poor performance and their earning so high, it's not, that's a lot of resources going when the effort is not matched to what you're paying them. So that's what I'm trying to say, that we made a comparison between average performance and then average salary. What decision can you make from this now? Okay, we can say, come on, staff, improve on your work performance. All right, in this case, improve on your work performance. So you now made a data-driven decision, improve on your work performance. So that's what I mean by comparing average salary and average performance. I've been able to interpret it beyond just the figures, the numbers. All right, so that's what I mean. Does it make sense? All right, thank you. thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank
All right, thank you. So the next time you see an Excel sheet, or this could mean anything, but it must not be salary. It could be if you're someone who is into business, or you have an Excel sheet and you're carrying out your analysis, you're tracking your expenses, your record. This is how you begin to interpret what it means, your numbers. All right. So remember, I said averages just represent not it represents a typical value. So now look at the average salary is 507. What that means is that for every staff you see is going to be earning around that amount, 507. All right. It will only affect it if they are outliers. I explained that. You can watch the previous video. So that's it for now. All right. So any other question? Any other comments? All right. Don't worry, Prosper. You will have money before this month run out. All right. So Sunday is our next class. It's only our last class. yes and no. We still have one more week where we'll just walk us through, project together, a guided project. All right, so walk us through a guided project together. So this one is not our next class. And yeah, if you're interested in the professional class, one-on-one mentorship, yeah, a lot of materials, extensive, resources, and hands-on will be there. In the professional class, we're going to proceed further from all of this. These are just rudiments, basics. All right, basics. If you need clarity, all right, reach out to the CEO. You can reach out to me. So these are just basics. So, but well, I would say that the 1 month it's a good start to begin from there. Right. So just make that inquiry. All right. So I think you will call it a day here. We'll call it a day here. Call it a day here. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for joining in. Thank you so much for joining in. All right. Buluwa Tife. Hello, Buluwa Tife. You're speaking, you're muted.
It was a mistake. It was a mistake.
All right, all right. All right, so I think we still have this data set. So just go and replicate what this is. I would reach out if there are any assignments. Probably we might use the next class too. I'm not certain yet. Maybe we'll do that next week or maybe in the next class. But however, keep being updated or just be on the watch out for any information coming your way. Right. So yeah, so just prepare for, if you're interested in professional class, prepare for it to be a mix of facilitators. So just plan towards it. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening and beautiful weekend ahead. See you on the next one. Bye bye.
Bye, sir. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
sir.
Hi, everyone.